Hey guys, New 312 here. Today I'm bringing the All-Star all-cast review session. Just because it's been a couple days, so I kind of want a little refresher of what happens. At least that's what I assume we'll do. So let's get into it. Thank you for buying Higurashi When They Cry Onakakushi, a visual novel by '07. Thank you very much. How was it? Yeah, I think it was pretty good. I mean, there's some minor complaints, but I have a feeling those will be addressed in the next chapter. If you enjoyed it even a little bit, it would make me happy. Even a little bit is stretching it. That incredibly dark ending made me angry, It made us angry. As I understand it, this Onakakushi chapter is supposed to be somewhat of a prologue to the entire series. How could the prologue have such an incredibly dark ending? Yeah, but doesn't that happen sometimes? The player digging through the story in order to avoid a bad ending. It's the point of these types of games after all. It's just this first chapter. I'm looking forward to the next one. What happens in the next chapter? Brenna, do you know? Yeah, they said that in the next chapter we'll introduce another aspect of the story. That's a strange way of putting it. What does that mean? In this chapter, they introduced the strings of mysterious deaths that were happening in Hinamizawa recently, right? The next chapter will introduce some of the history of Hinamizawa. With one strange event happening after another, I got totally lost. What exactly is Oyashiro-sama's curse about? Actually, what is Oyashiro-sama to begin with? They didn't explain it much. I haven't heard much about it. But I have kind of a bad feeling about it. Feels like it'll be another one of those scary stories where somebody gets cursed again. Tough luck, eh, Kei-chan? What kind of curse is he gonna get hit with this time? However, I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of story it's going to be. Oh, Jesus. Oh god, I thought the game froze. Oh god. Almost had a heart attack. I'd stopped breathing there for a second. Wow. Ooh. God, I did not want the game to crash. I'm sorry for being late. My bad. Hey everyone. Good work today. Same to you. Huh? Where's Kei-chan? Keiichi-kun is already off reading the script for the next chapter. Must be hard being the main character. God, who would want to be a main character? I mean, seriously. You don't get special plot armor anymore, especially with this kind of series. Huh? That's too bad. He could have at least poked in to say hello. It's probably because he doesn't have any character art, so he couldn't poke his head in even if he wanted to. Wow. Wow. At least they addressed that one. The fact that she said that, I guarantee he's never going to get character art now. Jesus. I guess that's what we refer to as a personal problem. Creepy old man. In any case, that story really was a lot of trouble, especially for Keiichi and Rena. Trouble? That was the mother of all bad ends. I wonder, what was the identity of the thing that attacked Keiichi? My theory is that it was the work of the people that made it to look like a curse. But at the end, Keiichi made that phone call. Yeah, I also thought that call was strange. At that point, Kei-chan should have been certain that the culprits were people. I think he was in more of a shock to actually do anything. And like really delusional, insane at that point. So you can't really hold him accountable for that. That really was a strange phone call. It almost sounded like he was being chased by a ghost or something. Just from that phone call, it really makes me think that it was the work of a curse after all. Since we're all here, why don't we all share our theories? Let's start with the Sonozaki. I absolutely believe it was people. I think it was a man-made incident that was just imitating the strange folklore floating around Hinamizawa. Certainly, every year on the day of the festival for another link in the chain of mysterious deaths to happen certainly is suspicious. That so-called chain of mysterious death is definitely somebody trying to reenact the folklore. Definitely. I think it was the curse. Looking at the scene where Keiichi-san went berserk in the entryway and the last scene when the phone call, I just couldn't come to the conclusion that a person was the culprit. When you say it that way, it really wasn't the type of scene that would make you think it was the work of an actual person. Yeah, but even then, I still think it was a person who did it. The last scene and the one with the entryway, I think it must have been a delusional episode brought about by post-traumatic stress disorder. I agree completely. I wouldn't know what's going on anymore, even if you didn't use such complicated words. Well, it's not that fucking complicated. One second. It was a little loud. In my opinion. That should be better. Okay. Yeah, I was just getting really loud for some reason. In other words, Keiichi was so scared that he was imagining things. Then, what was the meaning behind that scene? What exactly was that mysterious presence behind Keiichi? A red herring. Redherring. Mii-chan, what do you mean by red herring? Like old man Tametake here said, that scene was the result of Kei-chan having a stress-induced delusion from being mentally concerned. To expand on that a bit further, it was a ploy to make the player think it was a curse. That's why it was a red herring. When you say it like that, but... well, it just means that there's that possibility. In that case, the theory that Oichi-san proposed during the story that it was a conspiracy by the villagers was correct. What does the man himself have to say about that? Me? Makes you think, eh? Huh? I totally thought Oishi would be behind the whole people explanation. During the story, I said it was definitely the work of people, but if a person really was to blame, that leaves a lot of loose ends. Like what? Let's hear what Detective Oishi-san's theory is. First of all, if a human is the culprit, then there has to be a motive. In other words, somebody has to gain something from it. Okay, so what you mean is, if there was the work of people, there would have to be something gained from causing the chain of mysterious deaths. Exactly. Felt that somebody could have benefited from the deaths of people related to the dam development, but the recent victims weren't related to that at all. First of all, who benefits from killing Keiichi? I see. If you say it like that, my case is kind of weak too. I mean, none of your money was stolen. There's no reason it was human culprits. But that's not everything it is to it, right? Like Mii-chan has just said, there might have been some sort of reason for them to reenact the folklore. Exactly. This wasn't a murder where you consider the typical motives. It makes me think that this was most likely some sort of ritualistic murder to reenact the bloodstained history of the village. So I'll ask you the question of the hour: who gains from this reenactment? It's not about simple benefit, it's a more psychological reason. I think that maybe this was an act of revenge, something native to the region. Fate was unable to be fooled this time around. I see. A member of some repressed family looking to air out an old grudge of their ancestors, something like that. I don't like that. And what is it? It couldn't be that you're leaning towards the curse explanation, Oishi-san. That's right. The man playing the detective said so. It's decided it was a curse. If, like how Maebara-san said before the story, it was the case that Oyashiro-sama possessed Rena-san and Sonosaki-san and committed those acts, that would fit the evidence the most. Much as I hate to say it. Actually, I'm of the same opinion as Oishi. I can't come up with any other explanation for the normally kind Rena and Michan to suddenly start acting strange like that. About that, it may sound strange coming from the person herself, but I think that Mion did it. I don't get what Mi is saying. I'd like an explanation. Oh, sorry. In other words, I think that may end up being a real cruel story. This may end up. Oh wait, Michan. You don't mean... If you follow the trail of evidence to the very end, that's how it would seem. I also have my suspicions. Wait, what? What do they mean? In other words, Rena-san and Sonosaki-san both actually had their personalities to begin with and were merely deceiving Maebara-san. Am I right? I don't like that at all. It's all the curse's fault. Rena-san and Mion-san, everyone else are all kind, nice people. I think that too. I think that Rena and Mion-chan are really good people at heart. I think that during the story they definitely were possessed by something. So Rena also thinks it was a curse. Then let me ask everyone who thinks it was a curse. There has to be a reason for a curse, right? I don't think there would be something indiscriminately cursing everything. Can somebody explain that? A curse is a curse. Human logic won't get us anywhere. Satopo-chan. A personified deity is, in the end, nothing more than the creation of people. That's why their method of thinking is almost so understandable to humans. Just take a look at the Greek pantheon. They cry, get angry, get jealous. Basically, they're just humans. Like humans. So what you're saying is that Oyashiro-sama is cursing people with some benefit in mind. That's an odd way of putting it, but basically yes. That's why they say, far from Jupiter, far from his thunder. You do have a point. Basically, it doesn't matter if it's Oyashiro-sama or humans, there has to be a reason. But Rika, what if the reason isn't clear? I don't know. That's right. This is still just the prologue. There's still a lot of stuff that hasn't been revealed yet. Yeah, it's hard to come up with any more theories at this point. No, I won't be satisfied until this is all made clear. Mion-san seems rather particular about this as well. We'll just make the best with what we know. Doesn't this feel interesting, like the club a little bit? Yeah, if you put it that way, it does seem interesting. Well then, let's summarize. Let's see, I think it was a curse. Tomitake thinks it was people, right? Yeah, I'll go with it being people. I also agree with the people explanation. That's not to say I hate such fantastic things like curses. But in this particular case, the connection to a curse is a little weak. And 2 for the people explanation then. Ren-san was on the curse side of things, right? Yep. Satoko-chan and I believe it was a curse, right? Yeah, I think it was a curse. People who say that Rena-san and Mion-san were evil to begin with are more befitting of a curse. Well, I don't want to believe that my own personality was that twisted, but I have to be cool when I'm in club mode. If I base my choice on just emotion, I'll regret it, you know. Well, no. It doesn't really matter which side you pick, does it? Huh, Rika-chan hasn't said anything yet. What do you think? I don't think that Oyashiro-sama is a bad god. That's an interesting opinion. I don't want to worship some bad god that just curses people. I'd like a generous god more than one that curses. That's right, Rika-chan is a shrine maiden. Yep, good opinion. Then what? If Rika-chan doesn't believe that it was Oyashiro-sama, then do you think the perpetrators were human after all? We'll just go with that. Well, no. That means the votes are split right down the middle. So half of us think it was a curse and half of us think it was people. Rena-chan, just for reference, what did the test players who played the beta version think? Oh, not the beta testers. Yeah. There were a lot more players who believed in the people explanation. So you see right there. Our veteran comrades are cool, collected, and very observant. But the beta version only finished partway through the story. That's right. Even the people who played the beta might change their minds if they got through to the very end. What should we do then? This means that the opinions are still split. It's no fun if we don't settle this. We need there to be an odd number of judges, in other words. We need one more opinion. Oh, what, are they gonna fucking pose the question to me? Huh, perfect timing then. Why don't we ask Keiichi-kun himself? Let's call him. The opinion of the victim himself is very valuable. Since that's decided, it's time for the phone. Hello, Keiichi-kun? It's Rena. Are you busy with work right now? Yeah, really busy. It hangs up. Fuck you. Just when I thought I'd get a break because the chapter's over, it's already time for the next one. How's Kei-chan? Busy? Yeah, he's moping. I can hear you, you know. Must be nice having a war wrap-up party. Wanted to go, too. You can come if you get some character art for yourself. Wow. Wow, that's cold. Rika, that's a secret. Oh, sorry about that, Keiichi-kun. Anyways, during the current chapter, Keiichi-kun, didn't you die? We were just talking about who the culprit might be. Basically, we're deadlocked on whether it was people or Oyashiro-sama's curse that killed you. I'm really sorry, even though you're busy reviewing the script. Keiichi, which do you think it was? It's obvious, isn't it? Which? Isn't it both of them? Targeted by suspicious people from the village and then cursed by some strange Oyashiro-sama on top of that? It's both humans and a curse. Everyone's just picking on me. So very, very pitiful. Next time I'll pat you on the head for you. Aw, that's cute. In the end, the opinions are still split, huh? I'll think this over again. We might have missed something. Well then please go look forward to the next release, Higurashi, when they cry Watanagashi. Yay. And I think that's it. Yep, that's everything. God. That is 100% now. I finished that another game. 100%ed. Thank God. Now on to the next one. But in general, just in summation of the whole series of itself, I really enjoyed it. It was really fun. The mystery was pretty exciting. Interesting to see how they wrapped it up. And I'm really looking forward to unpacking the next story, which should be coming out maybe in the next hour and a half. Don't hold me to that. It could be 2 hours. Anyways, see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, favorite, subscribe. See you guys in Chapter 2, Watanagashi.